wondered why the moon appears to change its shape during the course of every month? We will address the phases of the moon as we study Georgia Science Standard S6E2, which is to obtain, evaluate, and communicate information about the effects of the relative positions of the moon and demonstrate the phases of the moon. Earth's moon is the only place beyond Earth where humans have ever set foot, and we are going to discuss information relative to the moon and the phases that take place every month. I will share some background information about the moon to help review what we know about the moon. Even though it has no lights of its own, the moon is the brightest object in the evening sky because it reflects sunlight. As the moon revolves around Earth, the shape of the moon appears to change because different amounts of the light illuminate the surface of the moon that faces us. The light we see changes from day to day as the moon orbits the Earth, letting us see more or less of the moon's surface. Half of the moon's surface is always in the sunlight. We see the moon going through phases because of the varying positions of the sunlit side of the moon as it revolves around the Earth. The sunlit phase we see can range from a thin crescent to a full phase. When the side of the moon facing us has no sunlight on it, we cannot see it at all. This is what we call a new moon. The lunar month, which lasts 29.5 days, is measured from one new moon to the next. We will now view a PowerPoint on the moon phases. If any time during the PowerPoint you want to take notes, you may pause the video or jot down any important information. Why does the moon have phases? The revolution of the moon around the Earth causes the moon to appear to have phases. The 8 phases of the moon are new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter or half moon, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter or half moon, waning crescent. And we are going to start off by talking about the new moon. The new moon. The moon is not visible from Earth. The moon is between the sun and Earth, and the dark side is always facing us, and the phase only lasts one night. The picture located on the right side of the screen is how the moon looks in the new moon phase, but that's also going to be on all of the other slides too. The waxing crescent. Waxing means that the bright side is increasing and the right side is the bright side. Less than 1/2 of the moon is illuminated. This phase includes any visible moon from a small sliver to almost half. Half moon. The entire right side of the moon is illuminated. The moon looks like half a circle. The illuminated side is increasing, and this phase also only lasts one night. Waxing gibbous. Gibbous means that more than 1/2 is visible, but it is not quite full yet. This phase includes the night after the first quarter to the night before the full moon. Full moon. The moon is full and bright. It looks like a large circle. The illuminated side is facing us. It only happens one night per illumination, and this is the phase that most people know the most about. Waning gibbous. The moon appears more than half but not quite full. Waning means that the illuminated side is decreasing. The left side of the moon is the bright side. Half moon. This one is called half moon like the earlier phase, or it is referred to as the last quarter. Left half of the moon is illuminated. The illuminated side is decreasing, and this phase also only lasts for one night. Waning crescent. Less than 1/2 of the moon is illuminated. The moon will continue to become smaller and smaller in this phase. On this last slide, you will see a graph of how the moon phases work. You see the way the moon orbits and how many days in between each phase takes to get to the next phase. If anyone has any questions about any of the phases or how they work, then write them down on the sheet of paper where you are taking notes and you can ask them in class. On Thursday, we will play a review game of the moon phases and complete an activity sheet to check for your understanding. Hopefully this lesson on the moon phases will explain why the moon appears to change and its shape during the course of every month.